In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 movies of all time. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. It's nearly impossible to rank the greatest films ever made. To begin with, no one has ever viewed every film ever created. Even if someone had accomplished that accomplishment, movies are very subjective, and what one person considers to be a fantastic film may not be so to another. A list based on audience ratings is the closest we can get to a definitive ranking. In that respect, IMDb's list of the highest-rated movies of all time may be the greatest of its kind. IMDb continues to be one of the most prominent movie databases on the internet. Their top-rated films list is made up of films that have received millions of ratings. While the ranking is always changing, the top films have remained quite constant for several years. Check out IMDb's list of the best movies of all time. Here are the top 10 movies of all time. So let's start. Number 10. Inception, 2010. With his mind-bending crime drama, Inception, director Christopher Nolan demonstrated that he is one of the most ambitious directors working today. The plot of the film revolves around a group of criminals who have the capacity to infiltrate people's dreams in order to steal their ideas. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio as the team's leader, who is determined to score one more goal. The visually spectacular imagery of Nolan's film supports the film's original concept. As a result, there are some truly memorable action sequences. In addition to being much more than simply another heist film, the film includes one of the most hotly discussed endings in cinematic history. Number 9. Fight Club, 1999. David Fincher is still considered to be one of the most talented cinema directors working today. A perfectionist with an eye for visual detail and a distinct visual style, he creates projects that are often gloomy, but always engaging. Fight Club is his most well-known film, as well as one of the most exciting films to come out of the 1990s. The film stars Edward Norton as a seemingly ordinary working man whose life is transformed when he meets the mysterious Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt, with whom he forms a club where mature men can beat one another up and bond. With its stark comedy, violent brutality, and weird philosophical undertones, it is a riveting watch, and the twist finale will have you wanting to watch it all over again. Number 8. Pulp Fiction, 1994. Quentin Tarantino is one of the most well-known and successful cinema directors of all time. His distinct voice, wide cinema knowledge, and knack for blending hysterical comedy with severe violence served as an inspiration to a generation of filmmakers after his death. Pulp Fiction is often recognized as his magnum opus, and it's difficult to disagree with that assessment. The video swings back and forth between numerous stories set in the underground of Los Angeles. Tarantino takes well-known crime stories and gives them a unique touch that is all his own. The picture is surprising and fast-paced, with constantly quotable language, and it is all backed up by a wonderful soundtrack that adds to the overall experience. Often imitated, but never reproduced, the work of art. Number 7. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. Few believed it would be possible to adapt J.R.R. Tolkien's enormous Lord of the Rings saga for the big screen, but Peter Jackson proved them all wrong. Jackson managed to bring one of the greatest film trilogies of all time to a fitting conclusion with The Return of the King. The quest to destroy the One Ring comes to a close in this film. While the film is mocked for its protracted conclusion, Jackson and his team did an excellent job of bringing it all to a climax in this emotional extravaganza that boasts some absolutely incredible fight sequences. Number 6. Schindler's List, 1993. Steven Spielberg's name appears on the list of the best-rated films of all time with little surprise. Given his proclivity for making beloved pictures, there were a few that may have made the top 10. However, his most difficult film to see has the highest rating, which is fitting given that it is one of his best works as a director. Schindler's List is a heartbreaking account of Oskar Schindler's real-life efforts to save Jewish inhabitants of Germany during Nazi control. While Schindler may be a heroic figure, the film excels as a chilling depiction of the Holocaust. Spielberg crafted a film that will linger in the minds of spectators for years to come, shot in haunting black and white. Number 5. 12 Angry Men, 1957. While the most of the films on this list are massive epics, 12 Angry Men is somewhat smaller. However, this has little effect on the magnitude of the problem. The film is almost entirely set within a jury room, with the 12 men debating a murder case they recently presided over. The film depicts the life-or-death dispute that arises when one voice insists the accused is innocent. While the environment may appear uninteresting, it just adds to the film's tension. As the conversation progresses, the filmmaking effectively makes the space seem more and more restricted. The claustrophobic feeling adds to the overall atmosphere. It's a stunning demonstration of how small-scale films can have a large impact. Number 4. The Dark Knight, 2008. The Dark Knight is the most recent film on this list, coming in just ahead of 12 Angry Men, which is the oldest film on the list. Despite the fact that the superhero genre does not garner a great deal of appreciation from most moviegoers, Christopher Nolan's second Batman feature shown that it is capable of producing intelligent, grandiose, and thrilling films. It follows Batman's desperate attempt to prevent Joker from destroying Gotham while he looks for a new defender for the city, which is depicted in the film. The film has the sense of a crime epic, with some spectacular set pieces and unexpected twists and turns. The late Heath Ledger's captivating portrayal as the anarchist Joker, however, is what the picture is most renowned for. Number 3. The Godfather, Part 2, 1974. The Dark Knight is one of those few instances in which a sequel can stand on its own as a worthwhile film in and of itself. Of course, The Godfather, Part 2 is the most well-known example of this type of film. When Francis Ford Coppola decided to develop a sequel to his critically praised crime saga, it may have sounded like an absurd idea at the time, but he demonstrated that it was a very excellent idea. Without the presence of Marlon Brando in his legendary role, the picture depicts the story of young Vito Corleone, who is played by Robert De Niro, who transforms into the character of Vito. Michael's continued descent into the world of crime, as well as his problematic relationship with his brother Frito, are all explored in the sequel, which includes those fantastic flashback moments. A wonderful continuation of the previous work, as well as a masterpiece in its own right. Number 2. The Godfather, 1972. The Godfather, Part 2 is one of the most critically regarded films of all time, yet it isn't the best of the trilogy. That distinction belongs to the original. Although there is much discussion among film enthusiasts as to which is the superior film, it is reasonable to conclude that they are both monumental triumphs in cinema. The Corleone family, an Italian-American mafia family, struggles to preserve power after their patriarch is nearly slain in this film. The movie is violent, humorous, passionate, emotional, and many more things. There are numerous quotable phrases and memorable situations in this film. It's no surprise that many of today's top filmmakers see it as an inspiration. Number 1. The Shawshank Redemption, 1994. It should come as no surprise that the highest-ranking film of all time is also one of the most popular films of all time with the general public. Even though you would expect a movie set within a maximum security prison to be devoid of enjoyable moments, the film The Shawshank Redemption manages to be an unexpectedly upbeat tale. The plot, which is based on a Stephen King novel, is told over the course of several years at the titular jail, and it revolves around a friendship between two inmates. In addition to being one of the most heartwarming friendships ever depicted on screen, the bond between the two men contributes to the film's lovely moments, which culminate in one of the most memorable endings in film history. What do you think of our list? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.